Today on Beerocrats, a fusion of cultures.
Yeah, it's going to be out of this world because we have stuff from Märzen and Venetian.
Space Jam. Hey, Beerocrats, I'm Paulette and I wear glasses.
And I'm Eric and I have a beard always.
And we make YouTube videos about beer, and they drop every Wednesday at 11 Pacific time.
Yeah, that's 7 o'clock otherwhere time.
Otherwhere time. So today, we are having a little bit of German-Mexican beer. And why?
Because we're multicultural and we love all cultures.
We have been drinking beer from Europe predominantly these last few episodes. We started in Germany with some sours. We went to Belgium. We went to Ireland for some stouty stouts. We went back to Germany for some lagers. And somehow that's taking us to Mexico next. But you know what? Cinco de Mayo is coming up.
Yeah, and we're going to stamp the fuck out of our beer passports with that one.
So Märzens and Vienna lagers share a history.
Oh yeah? What kind of history is that?
It actually started in the early 19th century when two young men who were both going to take over their father's breweries,
Wow.
one from Vienna and one from Munich, traveled together apprenticing throughout breweries in Europe and quite possibly stealing some wort and some yeast from the various breweries. But when they got to England, they learned of a new technique the English had been using for quite some time.
Called Kung Fu!
Where they actually roasted their malt in a
still
kiln.
beer.
It's still
Okay.
beer.
My bad.
Other brewers had not yet moved to kilns for drying out their malts. So this created a more mellow beer. Remember we drank the smoke beer recently? In a
Yes.
recent episode? Those are still dried over open fire.
Okay.
Most beer this day, the malts are roasted in a kiln. So it's a smoother flavor.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
When they're using the kiln
Mhm.
now, are they killing it?
Of course they are. Just like we are right now. So these boys returned to their respective homes, one in Munich, one in Vienna, and used this technique.
Not Kung Fu.
Not Kung Fu.
But they were killing it.
They were killing it.
All right.
Literally, K-I-L-N. One made a slightly lighter malt, and he called his a Vienna lager.
Okay.
The other roasted his to a slightly higher degree, and he called it a Munich Märzen.
Munich Märzen.
Now, Märzen just meant beer that was made in March, which was basically the last month of the year you could brew before the summer heat hit.
Okay.
Okay? That eventually became the Oktober-Fest beer.
Oh, okay.
So Märzen just means it was made in March,
Okay.
lagered through the summer in caves in Germany, and then enjoyed in the fall,
Okay.
right in time for Oktober-Fest. And so
Oktober-Fest!
Märzens became synonymous with Oktoberfest, which then became synonymous with fest beer, and so that's what we have here. But a Märzen is not necessarily a fest beer, and a fest beer can be a couple of different things.
Here is a beer that's festive all year.
Let's just drink it.
Let's do it. Oh, it's
Very
sweet
malty. Yeah,
and sugary.
it's got a real sweet maltiness,
Mm.
very low hop bitterness. It has none. It has none.
Basically, it doesn't jump off the table because it has no hops.
It has no hops.
See what I did
Basketball
there?
joke.
Space Jam.
Yep. Very clear, very golden copper, kind of orange. It almost matches the color on the back of the label, like a pumpkin colored orange.
And for those who don't know, you probably do by now, Paulette always refers to the color of the beer, which is important.
It is. It's
But
a beer
it is-
judging standard.
It is her thing. It is her trademark. Let's go ahead and compare colors of random things and let it be our face, the face of YouTube.
Okay, so you might ask, why are we drinking a Mexican beer and a Mexican not craft beer at that, right?
Because we're Mexican.
Because we're Mexican, obviously.
Half, but still Mexico.
Well, let me give you a tiny bit of history about why a Vienna lager is made in Mexico now.
Please drop the science.
So we've talked about it before, how in the mid-19th century, Germany was undergoing some revolutions, and so there was some immigration to northern Mexico. Well, actually throughout Mexico, but they settled a lot in Texas too. And we talked about the Shiner Bock and how that's of German roots.
Okay.
In the later part of the 19th century,
1860s. Yeah.
about then, France invaded Mexico and installed an Austrian emperor over Mexican rule.
Wow.
Did you know this?
I just learned this.
I wasn't taught this in school.
Beerocrats History TV. Collab coming soon.
So during that time, it only lasted 3 years before the guy was beheaded. People from the Austrian and German area were immigrating to Mexico, bringing their brewing tradition with them. And so you get Vienna lagers in Mexico. Now, after the First World War, Austria was in tatters, and that meant that brewing beer was less of a priority. So the Austrian brewing tradition started dying out. But because people had moved to Mexico and, the New World, there was still the brewing tradition existing just on the other side of the world. So that is why, at this point in time, there's not a lot of Vienna lagers coming out of Vienna, but you're getting them out of Mexico.
And this, I assume, is a Vienna lager?
Yes, this is my favorite Vienna lager.
And what's its name?
Modelo Negra.
Modelo Negra. Solo para ti.
If you have this on tap, it's even better. But you know what? It ain't so bad out of the bottle.
Not at all.
And you can get this at just about any Mexican restaurant or Mexican bar because it is a macro brew. Okay?
Shit, bro. You can pick it up at Stater Brothers if you want.
What's Stater Brothers?
It's something they have out here in Orange County.
Oh, okay. So anyway, local supermarket, you've probably got it. It's right next to the Corona or the Dos Equis
Or the Safeway.
or the Pacifico.
Or the Lucky's.
They're all macro beers. Those are mostly lagers. I mean, well, they're like pale lagers. This, as you can see, is a little darker because as we talked about with the Märzen, the
color matters.
It does because it comes from the way the malts are roasted. See? It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Fucking love this beer. Mm. Oh, yeah. You see me at a Mexican restaurant, this is what I'm drinking. Every single time. You will never catch me with a Corona when this is available.
You catch me at a Mexican restaurant, you'll see me drinking the steak quesadillas. Down the gully.
Literally, he just inhales them.
I really do.
I love this beer.
What do you like about this beer?
One, that it's not a pale, shitty piss water lager.
Okay.
One. But two, it's got a nice malt flavor, but it's not super sweet like the Märzen was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's also an easy beer to drink. It's like 5.4%, so pretty much a session beer. It goes really well with just about every Mexican dish I've had, whether it be a steak quesadilla or aguachiles, which is a ceviche, or just rice and beans.
Also, it shouldn't be steak quesadillas. It should be carne asada quesadillas.
Oh my God, carne asada, so good.
And if you're doing anything different than that, check yourself, fool.
We should probably have some Mexican food now.
I agree.
I want me some Mexican food.
Do it!
Do it. So, what are your thoughts on this beer? Do you not like it as much as I love it?
Well, you are certainly in love with this, and had it not been for producer Ryan, you'd probably marry it. But I will say that it is a good drink by itself or with some carne asada fries. This is a very good beer. It's something that goes down really easy, something good during the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Although you're good drinking it any time of year. So I enjoyed it. Again, clearly not as much as you did because you are infatuated to the point where you have posters of it up in your bedroom.
I do. I'm a total fangirl of this beer, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because I can also drink macro and craft beer in the same sitting and be fine. I'm fine.
This is the exception to the rule for her, but it's a good rule.
It is, and it's like I said, it's available everywhere.
Yeah,
because they have distribution, which some craft beers don't. There's actual Mexicans creating craft beer in the country of Mexico that I really want to explore. So one of these days when we're done with our road trip to Germany, we'll take a road trip to Mexico, which we can actually get to in a car.
we can
We can
literally
drive to Mexico. It's about 2 hours away.
just hop in the rental, the Kia Rio, and make our way down there.
True story. Eric was on The Price is Right a few years ago and won a Kia Rio. And if you've ever seen him in real life, he is 6'3", and a Kia Rio is not. So that was funny. So that was fusion beer.
Fusion.
German, Mexican via Austria, which is a setup for next week when we talk about Cinco de Mayo and real Mexican beers.
I cannot wait for that to celebrate our culture and drink beer.
Well, it's been a bastardized holiday more than anything. It's an American holiday.
What holiday hasn't been bastardized?
True.
1. And 2, beer.
Beer. I mean, we're all in support of drinking holidays. Obs.
Obvies.
So which one was your favorite?
You're going to like this answer. It was the Negra Modelo.
Yep. Good stuff. Next week, when we drop our videos, Wednesdays at 11 Pacific time, we're going to drink a different Vienna lager, which I've never had. So this is exciting.
Oh.
So check us out wherever YouTubes are sold, and also on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and the Twitter.
The Twitter.
We're Beerocrats TV and all those places. And Eric finally got with the program and changed his Instagram handle so you can find him on both Twitter and Instagram as Lord Fonz with two Z's.
And you're still at PFont, right? You haven't changed it at all?
Haven't changed that.
Okay.
All right, we're cool.
You stick to your guns.
Too. So you guys check us out next week when we're back with more beers and shenanigans here at Beerocrats TV.
And ahead of time, go ahead and subscribe, comment, and like so that you can get some more of the bureaucratation. Is that a word?
It is now.
Fuck yeah, it is. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, bureaucrats! Need more bureaucracy in your life? Here are 2 more videos you should watch.